fortunate to have her in my unit, that is the Reservoir Engineering unit. She brings a diverse view, obviously as a woman, to the Reservoir Engineering team, to the project team that she works in, that is the Jubilee team. And she's also contributed a lot in terms of personal and competency development in the unit, in trying to bring it up to the level that we are today.
One thing I like about her is how articulate she is. She's very articulate. She pays attention to details, and that is one thing I've learned from her, or I've picked from her over the years. I've become more articulate, diligent. She's very diligent. She tries to meet deadlines, and these are something that I've learned. I mean, I must say, I will attribute this quality that I have picked over the years to her. She's really helped me become a better person.
Otema, a young woman determined to see the rise of Ghana through her work, hence sees no need to seek greener pastures abroad.
When I was doing my master's in Denmark, it was 2009. It was a 2-year course, yes. So as soon as I was graduating, around the time I was graduating is when Ghana discovered oil. And so I had just done a course in oil and gas. My major was actually chemical engineering, but I had just done a course in oil and gas. And it was like, for want of a better word, a divine moment, because as soon as I was taking that course, then it's like Ghana was discovering oil and everything. So it was like, wow, I need to come back, because there was options for me to stay in Denmark to continue on to do a PhD, but I decided that let me move back home and try and help my country, but also like work on the things that I've been learning in school.
Her academic supervisors in Denmark would initiate the move to get her to return to Ghana and help her country.
So I went to Denmark, Aalborg University, and when I left, she also went there. So in fact, I was here one time, my supervisor, who happened to be her supervisor, academic associate too, called me that this Ghanaian lady who is doing chemical engineering and wants to come back to Ghana and work in the oil and gas industries. That was somewhere 2010. So from there, we started having interaction.
Otema had learnt a lot from the textbooks, but also wanted an opportunity to experience their practical part.
The experience has been amazing. Another reason, I guess, is that I've been able to go offshore, like we were discussing earlier. So that having your theoretical background, learning all these things in school about drilling and the rig and all this stuff, and actually being able to go on one and experience that was amazing.
She came in as a national service person, but she was determined to make a statement. She was ready to break her back and take risk full-time employees take.
It was during my national service time that I got to go offshore quite a few times to different drilling rigs, and then also the FPSO. So actually, a friend of mine and I put together, so when we went offshore, we were a bit lost. Obviously, they walk you through the process and everything, but we were kind of nervous and we're like, oh wow, we are out of the sea, what are we doing? And then like how to prepare for it. So one of the things we did was put together a document, actually like a guide kind of thing for if you're going offshore for the first time. So that was one, and then we submitted it to our supervisors and they kind of incorporated some of those things.
After that national service period, fortunately for her, she was employed straight from the national service. So formally 2012 as a national service, and then 2013 as an employee of GNPC. So this year should be her 10th year that she joined GNPC, which should be a great milestone for her to celebrate.
Then upon completion of the national service, she was taken on as an assistant reservoir engineer by Dean of his hard work. During the national service, Otema pulled her weight. She went offshore a couple of times, witnessed some of the drill stem testing activities offshore. And based on her results and her enthusiasm to work, a recommendation was made for her to be retained and employed by GNPC.
At that time, we didn't have a lot of petroleum engineers in the unit. Most of them were mechanical and chemical engineers, but she had some petroleum engineering background. So when she joined the team, she could easily be given tasks to help it, to assist the team with. Obviously, there were things that she wouldn't be familiar with, but she was quickly brought up to speed about the tasks that she's supposed to do, and she started contributing right from the start.
Well, she doesn't find excuses. She's always she knows her stuff, always on point. I think it's something that is really admirable.
Hard work really pays. Albert, who was then the head of the Reservoir Engineering unit, had seen her work and wouldn't let the corporation lose her. After years of hard work, she has risen through the ranks to become a senior reservoir engineer.
We are 2 fully employed. Yes. I mean, there have been some. I mean, initially we were more. Some have left. Oh, it's a good feeling. It makes you feel like you're doing something valuable.
It is not a job for the faint-hearted, and if you are also not a critical thinker, you wouldn't want to try.
She's unassuming. She's also unassuming, but she's always delivers on her work.
I'm impressed about how she has come up, and I wish she'll continue on that trajectory, or even give us more than we expect from her.
This should probably tell you the kind of person Otema is.
Basically, in terms of modeling and simulation. So we have huge reservoir down there. You know, there's oil, there's gas. No one has ever really seen it with their eyes. But you do different tests. So we work very closely with geologists, geophysicists, and they are able to do a lot of studies and things to ascertain that, okay, wow, we have oil down there. So we work a lot with software to perform simulation and modeling in order to kind of replicate what we have down there and determine how best to get out the oil, basically.
If you are not a critical thinker, what Otema just said about the work of reservoir engineers would not make sense to you, but in fact, they really do when you understand.
Because like modeling is like, let's say someone is about to have a child, and then I tell you to imagine how this child will look at 10 years old, for example. So you draw a picture, this is how they'll look, their hair will be like this and da-da-da. So then the child is born and starts growing up, and it may probably differ from what you have drawn. So you alter certain things to try and get it to match. So we have something called history matching and prediction. So before we even start producing from a well, we have an idea of, okay, this is how much it's going to produce. This is what we'll get, and overall through the lifetime of that well, this is how much we'll produce in the end. But then when we start actually producing, the rates may differ. Things come up, something will change, there will be some issues. So you have to keep editing your model constantly to try and match your actual performance, so that you can then predict how much, in general, your whole field will do.
Her bosses can vouch for her quality of work.
She's very meticulous. She's very meticulous about her work, and she's ready to deliver on her mandate, on the tasks that have been given to. She's a hard-working person.
She has a mild energy, right? Otema isn't the one that will be low or too high in energy, but she gives you just the right amount of energy that you need. So sometimes it's not all the time that you want high energy. Sometimes the little push, or just about the right push, is what you need to get the results there.
Otema is rising, but she doesn't want to rise alone. She is lending a helping hand to younger officers, and Daniel Osayamua is one of them.
I was assigned to Otema as my mentor when I came to GNPC. She recruited us into the team in Jubilee, and we've been working with her for I think close to 5 years, and it's been an amazing journey working with her. I remember when we came in, we were quite new graduates, fresh graduates, let me say. We had no idea about the oil and gas industry, but Otema has over the years been able to help us harness our skills. She's helped us gain a lot of knowledge and expertise when it comes to working in a team. She's a great team player, and helped us improve a lot in our career.
Otema is determined to break the glass ceiling in her field of work, and a good support system is all she needs to achieve that. She is fortunate to have the support from especially the team she works with.
For we, the engineering men, we are very, very accommodating for our ladies. First and foremost, we know they are few, and therefore we make sure that we handle them like egg.
What makes me appreciate that I work at GNPC? It has to be the people. It has to be the people. I mean, like I said, the work is exciting, but you spend so much of your time here, right? So the relationships that you build are extremely important, the connections that you make. So it's definitely that. At the end of the day, really, what does it come down to? It's your relationship with people. The work will come and go, oh yeah, it's cool and everything, but that has really been the mainstay. Whilst I've been here, I've made some lifelong friends, people who were in my wedding, were taking part in my wedding and are very close to my family, godparents to my children and things like that. So that really, I have really appreciated coming into GNPC and being able to feel like it's a family here.
Back at home, her family has been exceptionally instrumental in helping take care of her children so she could achieve her dreams.
Pairing it with domestic work, it hasn't been easy at all. But I will say the support system is extremely important, and I can only thank God that mine is amazing. I mean, between my husband, my mother, my mother-in-law, my brother, I mean, them alone, can... my first two are a bit older. I mean, well, 8 and almost 8 and almost 6. And then I have a 9-month-old. So it's a bit tough waking up in the morning, making your way to Tema, sorting out the kids and all that. But again, like I say, the support system has been great. I never have to worry when I drop them off somewhere, or I drop them off at school, or I drop them off at my mom's or something like that. And so I think that is a very important thing, because you want to have peace of mind and you want to know that, okay, everything is sorted on my personal side, so I can come here and I can focus on what I need to do.
Personally, I think she stands to be an inspiration to many young girls out there who want to pursue engineering and other women in the engineering field. I believe people always have doubts on how they'll be able to combine, being a wife and a mother, and also doing engineering is very, very challenging and demanding. Otema is somebody that they can look up to. She's done it, she's doing it, and I pray that she rises to the pinnacle in the field, and whatever she wants to achieve in life, I pray God puts her there.
Simon is so proud of Otema's progress.
I'll be lost for words, but I would say wow. So seeing her join as a national service and now as a senior reservoir engineer, some of us are taking a bit of backstage in the project team, giving them the opportunity to lead. And she's been able to learn a lot and bring that into the project team. She's also picked on some leadership skills. She keeps improving on her leadership skills. But she's also a supervisor, right? She has 2 people under her. She's supervising and trying to also bring them up to speed. And I see her paying everything that she's learned forward by helping those people also come up with some competence.
And her impact, as Albert put it, is so obvious.
At the point in time, she was working with one of our lead senior reservoir engineer, and then she has worked with Simon and Sifi, has worked with Andy from Bowman and so on. And these are the guys who will force you to deliver. So by that, he picks those things. And when, I think last time when Anadenchi moved on, joined another company, she was the sole reservoir engineer on the Jubilee field. So with the help of Simon and Sifi, they were able to pull through, coming up with these models and interfacing with the operators, Jubilee partners and the 10 partners, making decisions. So she's really done well within this short time that he has worked with. I think from 2013, 2012, 2013, she has really, and currently she is leading the Jubilee Reservoir Engineering team.
I normally say in the engineering, we have soft engineering and we have hard engineering. Reservoir engineer tend to be one of the ones I'll classify as soft engineer. That is, you find a number of ladies appreciating or wanting to pursue reservoir engineering. But even that, we don't have a lot of ladies in that field. So having someone like her in that role is a good thing.
Engineering is a male-dominated field. You don't have a lot of females doing engineering, even here at GNPC. She's the only reservoir engineer in the unit.
Venturing into and succeeding in an area which appeared a no-go zone for women warrants that she shows other women the way to the top, and that she is doing.
In more recent times, things that I've really enjoyed doing is mentoring. So obviously I have people that I supervise, we have national service people that come, we have interns, and interacting with them, learning never ends. You can never say, oh, I'm a master at something, and so, I can't learn anymore. And sometimes when you are even explaining a concept to somebody, it helps you to get it better, even from questions that they may ask. They're like, oh, I haven't thought about it in that way before. And then maybe you go do some more research or something, So that has really helped me build myself, and the thirst for knowledge has never died out or has never dried up.
Otema is on course to making a great statement, and Albert thinks celebrating somebody like her will encourage many other ladies desiring to go into the sciences.
She is now a mentor to a lot of the young lady who comes in to GNPC, and it gives encouragement to them. So I think she needs to be celebrated. Being able to work in the male-dominated area for over 10 years, and she's combining as a wife and as a mother. And sometimes I say that you guys are doing well, because I have a wife and I know how it is. I have children, I know how it takes to take care of the children and combine it. So it's encouragement to other young ladies to know that yes, you can, if you put your mind and heart to do something, irrespective of your gender, you'll be able to do it. So Otema has really done well.
I think it's something that is really admirable, and somebody like her should be celebrated, yeah.
I remember on International Women's Day, I sent a message that you've done a lot for yourself, so take some time off to celebrate your achievement. Today, I would say I celebrate your achievement for the things that you've helped GNPC and the Reservoir Engineering Unit achieve. And the sky is not even your limit. We are very appreciative of what you've done.
On behalf of the corporation, we say Ayiko for your dedication and service to the corporation.